Hi, and welcome to the third screencast on the Learn Django series. In this screencast, we'll see how we can add a tagging feature to our wiki. If you've gone through the first two screencasts, you would have seen that we now have a wiki, that we can create pages, you can do searches. Now we want the ability to tag specific pages. While we implement this tagging feature, we'll also see how to use many-to-many relationships between model objects. So let's get started. If you remember the last time, this is what our model looked like. We're now going to create another model object. I'm going to call it tag, and it has just one field, that's the name field. And that will also be the primary key. So now we have these two objects. We have the tag object, we have the page class, and we want to relate them together. So I create another field here for the page, which will relate the list of tags for a given page. And Django has many different types of relation fields. I'm going to use the many-to-many field. What this means is that a single page can be related with many tags. So a single page can have one or more or none tags. So that's one many. And a tag can be associated with many pages. So that means we can have 2 or 3 different pages with the same tag, and the tag will be associated with all of them. So that's the other many. So that's why it's a many-to-many field. So I say tags is a many-to-many field, and I give here the class of the related field, which is our tag class over here. So let's save this model and let's create the database tables and start the server. Okay. Right. So now we need to do a couple of things. One is, when viewing a page, we want to be able to see the tags associated with that page. When we edit a page, we need to be able to set the tags for that page. And also we'd like to have a feature where for a given tag, we'd like to see what all the pages that have that tag. So going back to our code, this is what our URLs look like after the second screencast. And we need to make a small change to the structure of our URLs. Here we say wikicam / followed by the page name. Now we're going to prefix this with page, and in a few moments it'll be clear why we need to do this. So I'm just going to rename our URLs like this, and because we've renamed the URLs, we need to change all our references. I'll just do that now. Okay, I think that's the lot. Let's just test it. right? So now this URL structure is no longer found. Okay, so the start page works, the search page works. Alright, so the first step is when we click create, this is the edit page, and over here we need to give the user a way to add tags to any page that's being edited, right? So let's go and change our edit template, and we'll create a little input here where the user can enter the tags. Something like this. Okay, let's reload, and there we have it. The user can now enter the tags over here, right? Next step is to take these tags and save it. So I'm going to put in some data here, and I'll also give in some tags. I'll call it start and helper. So I'm giving two tags separated by a space. So when we click save the page, we need to take this tag, parse it, and then save it into the model. So this is the save page view, and if the user has entered any tags, then we create a tag list. Like so, and then we need to now associate the page with these tags. So this is how we access related fields in Django. The page tags, this is the field that we created, the tags field, and the tags field acts similar to the objects method. So you get the same methods on the tags field. So I say tags add and pass in the tag. Like this. Okay, so what are we doing here? First, we are initializing tag list to an empty list. Then we check if tags is in request.post. That's because if the user, while editing the form, he does not enter any tags, then that field will not be sent to our backend, right? So in that case, tags will not be in request.post, and in which case tag list will contain the empty list. So if tags is in request.post, we take the value out. We call tags.split, which will split the values based on the space as the delimiter. Then we iterate through that. So for tag in the split up list, we now create get or create tag. So this is a convenience function that Django provides, namely, namely if an object with this value name equal to tag already exists in the database, then it returns the existing object. It doesn't create a new one. But if the object does not exist, then it automatically creates a new one, saves it, and returns it back. So this is a very convenient way of creating the tags and saving it into the database, because the user might enter 4-5 tags, of which maybe 2 or 3 may be already there in the database because some other page is having those tags, and there may be like 1 or 2 which is not there in the database, in which case we have to create it and save it. So this get or create function does everything for us. We just specify that the name field should be having the tag value, and Django will automatically go through the database. If the object is there, it will get it for us, and if it's not there, Django will create the object for us and return it back. So we now have a tag list containing a list of tag objects, each tag object representing one of the tags. And what I do over here is, when we create the page, we iterate through the tag list, take each tag object and call add. What add does is it creates a relationship between the page object and this tag object. So if we have say 5 tags, it will automatically create the relationship between this page object and each one of those 5 tags. So that's what we're doing over here, and let's go ahead and save the page. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. And over here it actually returns 2 values. One is the actual object, and one is whether it was newly created or it's returning an existing object. Since we don't care about the second parameter, we just want a list of objects. We don't care whether it was newly created or retrieved previously created object. So I'm just going to take the first parameter there and save. Right, so we have now saved the page, but while viewing the page we are still not showing the tags. So what we'd like to do is, we have saved some tags for this page. Let's change the view function for this view such that when displaying a page, it also shows what are the tags for that page. So here's our view page, and over here what we want to do is, we also want to pass the tags. So I'm going to pass the tags, and we need to set this variable obviously, which we shall now do here. So I say tags is equal to page dot tags dot all. So like we said before, you can use tags in the same way that you use objects. You can use all the same methods on it. What Django, in Django terminology, it's called a manager object, and basically it manages all the objects. Each table has one. And so if we say page.tags.all, it will give us all the tags that are related to this specific page object. So this is a convenient way of handling many-to-many relationships, since one page can have many tags related to it. So you can say page.tags.all, which will get all the tags, or like how we say page.objects.filter, we can say page.tags.filter, in which case we can filter out the list by some specific criteria, and so on. There are many ways to get it. In this case we just want to get all the tags, so we say tags equal to page.tags.all, and we pass that on to the template. And of course we need to change the template. So we need to display the tags here. like this. Okay, let's reload this, and there you go. So you can see it now displays the tags start and helper. Okay, let's edit this page again, and if we edit it, you might have noticed something. It no longer displays the existing tags, it's just got like a blank box over there. So we need to fix this. While editing a page, we need to take the tags for this page and pre-fill this box so that it shows the existing tags. Right, so let's implement that now. We go back to views and we go to edit page. Here we are passing the page name and the content. We'll also pass in the tags. And what is the value for the tags? We say tags equal to page.tags.all. So this will give us a list of tag objects, and what we want to do is we want to take the name of each tag, right? So we create a list containing the names of each tag and join it together. So this creates a string which has a space separated list of tag names, and we pass that string down to our template edit.html, and over here in edit.html we'll put in the value. Okay, now let's try editing this page, and you can see it's now pre-filled the tags. Let's create another tag now. So now it's got 3 tags: start, helper, and dummy. And if I save the page now, you can see that it reflects all 3 tags: start, helper, and dummy. So that's pretty cool, but we want to do something more. Alright, I'm going to create another page. Let's call it page 1. Save it. And oops, we have a problem. Right, so in edit page we set tags for an existing page, but for a new page we need to set the tags to an empty string. So, okay, right, so now we created it. It's a new page, so the tags are empty. Let's put in some dummy values here. This is page 1, and for the tags I'm going to reuse a couple of the tags which we used for the start page. So I'm going to say helper and dummy. So save the page. So you have this page 1 with tags helper and dummy, and the start page which has 3 tags: start, helper, and dummy. Okay, which is now pretty cool because we can tag pages, we can set the tags while editing them, and we can view the tags when viewing the page. But I want to do something more, which is I want to view all the pages which have a specific tag. So for example, if we take helper, I want to be able to see what all pages have been tagged as helper. So we need to add one more view to do that. Let's go back to our URLs, and now it kind of becomes clear why we renamed all the URLs to include this page suffix, or page prefix rather. It's because now we want to view based on tag. So I'll do something like this: tag name, view tag. So if it's tag followed by a string, then it will show us all the pages that have that particular tag in it. If it's page followed by a string, then it shows that page in the wiki, right? So now that we have tag followed by some name, we send it off to the view tag function, which obviously we have not written yet. We'll come to that in a moment. before we do that, we need to do something else, which is basically create hyperlinks out of these tags. So I'm just going to edit the template over here. Like this. So we've created a link for each tag, and if we reload this page, we should see that all our tags are linked. So we have this is linked to /wikicam/tag/start, this is linked to wikicam/tag/helper, and this is linked to wikicam/tag/dummy. Okay, let's click this wikicam/tag/start, and it gives us an error, the view does not exist, view tag, which is quite reasonable since we have not written it yet. So that's basically this view tag function, and we shall now write that function. If you recall from our previous screencast, whatever is here in this named regular expression gets passed in as a parameter. So over here we've got the name as page name. For this one I've called it tag name. So we're going to get request, which is passed for all view functions, and that parameter tag name, and we now have to go, we have the tag name, we now have to find out what all pages have this tag. So this is the reverse relationship. While displaying a page, we found out for a particular page what are the tags. Now what we need to do is for a particular tag, what are the pages. And again, because it's a many-to-many relationship, a particular tag may be used for multiple pages. So there needs to be some simple way we can find the reverse relationship, get the list of pages for a particular tag. And indeed there is. So first we'll get the tag object, and now we need to find out what are the page objects that are related to this tag object, and Django makes that really simple. So I have tag, and if we look at our models here, we see we've got a field on the page objects, which is this tags field, right, which relates the page objects to the tag object. But we don't have any field in the tag object which relates to the page object. We've put this field only in the page. We have not created any field in the tag object. So then how do we access the page object from the tag object? And the way Django handles it is it automatically creates a field. Whenever you create a relationship like a one-to-many or many-to-many or a foreign key, you only need to create that relationship on one of the models in the relationship. The relationship is between two models. You just create it on one, and Django automatically creates a field on the other class, which allows you to do the reverse. So although we don't have a field here for the tag object, we can actually access the reverse, and the default convention is the name of the class followed by underscore set. So over here the name of the class is page, so our field is called page underscore set, and like we saw earlier, right, that you can do page.tags.all, you can do page.tags.filter. Similarly, you can operate on the reverse relationship by doing tag.pageset.all. That will give you all the pages that are related to a particular tag. Or if you want more complicated cases, you can do tag.pageset.filter if you want to filter by some criteria, etc. For this simple case, all we want to do is display all the pages which have a tag. So we are just going to do tag.pageset.all, and then that's about it. we render, we'll create a template called tags.html. We pass in the tag name and the pages. Okay, so now we have implemented the view. Run it. Oh, we have a typo. Let's reload, and it complains that tags.html template does not exist, so we'll now go ahead and code that. And to code that, I'm just going to kind of use this search.html as a template. Tag.html. So we'll just save that, and over here we'll say pages tagged with tag name. That's going to be a page title as well as our heading. We don't need all this. Okay. So for page in pages, we just display the page name. We don't need this. Okay, let's try it out now. And there you go, pages tagged with start. There's only one page, which is start. Let's try something else. Let's try helper. Pages tagged with helper. There are two pages, start and page 1. And what about dummy? This also there are two. Okay, let's create one more tag on this. I'm going to call it page 1. Save it. Now if we click on this tag, there's only one page tagged with page 1. That's page 1. So there you have it, a simple tagging functionality added to our wiki. It didn't take very long, did it? All we had to do was create this tag model, create the relationship, in our case a many-to-many field, and then it's just a matter of modifying the various views to use this. So in view page, we took out all the tags for a particular page so we can display it. In edit page, we took out all the tags and joined them up into a string so that we could display it to the user. When they're editing the page, they can then edit the tags as well. When saving a page, we took out all the tags. We used this very convenient get or create method, which will get the tag out of the database, or if it doesn't exist, create it and get it out. And then we added the tags to the page. And finally, in view tag, we did the reverse, which is getting the pages for a tag, the reverse relationship, and then created a page such that you can view all the pages that are tagged with a specific tag. So that's the end of the screencast, the third part where we looked at many-to-many relationships in the database. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, it's me signing out. See ya.